Andrei Vasilevskiy has long been recognized as the NHL's top goalie. For 7 seasons now, he's been the starter on one of the league's top contenders, winning more than anyone else and playing great while doing it. Whether or not he really is the best is a valid question though, because over the past 4 seasons, he hasn't won the Vezina. For the past 2, he hasn't even been nominated as a finalist. Fans of the Lightning may not need a reminder, but for everyone else, let's reflect on just how good Andrei Vasilevskiy is and has been as the most valuable goalie in the NHL. Consistency is the number one most important thing for a goalie. Every single goaltender at the NHL level can have an incredible night or incredible week. It's remaining consistent over the course of a couple months or a full season that makes someone next level. Andrei Vasilevskiy is the picture of consistency ever since he broke into the NHL at age 20. His first year was encouraging, claiming 7 wins under a .918 save percentage. His second season was a step back statistically, but also a step towards superstardom. That second season, in which he won more games than he lost, and still had a .910 at age 21, was the first and only season ever in which Vasilevskiy was below the league average save percentage. In every single season since, he's ranked above league average, sometimes by a little, oftentimes by a lot. It's not like he's posting these numbers just because of the team he's on either. Tampa Bay is and has been one of the strongest teams in the league since Vasilevskiy took over. Even without him, they'd be good, but he makes them great. Aside from that second season, Vasilevskiy's goals saved above expected has been positive in every season, and not just slightly positive. In the past 5 seasons, Vasilevskiy's combined goals saved above expected is 92.0, meaning he averages over 18 goals saved above expected per season in the last 5 years. Vasilevskiy is remarkably consistent, both in basic and advanced stats. They're more team-oriented stats, but he's well above average in both goals against average and wins also. Vasilevskiy has 20 more wins than the next closest goalie since 2016-17, and the second most wins of any goalie since he broke into the league, only 2 behind Bobrovsky, who's played 38 more games. His consistency and numbers are completely unrivaled in the regular season, second to nobody for over half a decade. But nobody would care about his consistency if not for doing it when it matters in the playoffs. Goalies like Jordan Binnington, Adin Hill, Tim Thomas, and more will be remembered forever because of their incredible playoff performances. The postseason presents the opportunity for goalies to truly stand out, to make their mark in history. The playoffs are where Vasilevskiy really differentiates himself, with more success to his name than all of his competitors. Off of the back of that brutal series loss to Columbus, Tampa Bay got the opportunity for revenge the following year, and this time the series went as expected. It was over in 5 games, as Vasilevskiy, Point, and Kucherov carried the Bolts through the first round. The next round was over just as quick. Tampa defeated Boston in 5 games. Vasilevskiy led in only 10 goals and posted a .936. The New York Islanders proved to be Tampa's toughest challenge yet, as both teams heavily limited each other's chances. It proved harder to score on Vasilevskiy than Varlamov, and the Bolts moved on to their first Cup final, in which Vasilevskiy was their starter. It would be his weakest series yet, but Vasi did enough, including a shutout, to close things out. The Tampa Bay Lightning claimed their second ever Stanley Cup, with Victor Hedman taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy. Vasilevskiy finished with a .927, 18 wins, and only 7 losses on the record, and his first Stanley Cup at 26 years old. What followed in the 2021 playoffs was one of the best playoff campaigns by any goalie, and the highlight of Vasilevskiy's career. He posted a .929 in the first round against Florida, a .940 against Carolina, a .940 again when they needed it most against the Islanders, then capped it off with a .943 against Montreal in the Stanley Cup final, claiming his second consecutive Stanley Cup and first ever Conn Smythe Trophy, the first won by a goalie since Jonathan Quick in 2012. On a team that got clutch moments from Brayden Point, 32 points from Nikita Kucherov, and stellar defense from last year's winner, Andrei Vasilevskiy was the clear and obvious choice for the Conn Smythe Trophy in 2021. His overall average went down as a .937 in combination with some incredible advanced stats. Carey Price got lots of credit for carrying the Montreal Canadiens to the final that season, and deservedly so, because he was great. Price had a goal saved above expected of 12.3. Vasilevskiy had 26.6, averaging more than one goal saved above expected per game. If the Lightning were even to replace Vasilevskiy with Price, who was the second best goalie by that metric, they would have likely lost to the Islanders or even before that. Andrei Vasilevskiy's playoff history has led to some incredible accomplishments for someone of his age, on top of his already unreal regular season metrics. Vasilevskiy recently turned 29, and for skaters of that age, it signifies what's likely to be the beginning of a decline in their career. As we know, though, goalies operate on a completely different age curve. Pekka Rinne didn't win his first Vezina trophy until he was 35. Marc-Andre Fleury didn't win his until 36. Vasilevskiy is still far, far away from that point, already with so much under his belt. Andrei Vasilevskiy already has 2 Stanley Cups, a Conn Smythe trophy and a Vezina trophy. He's been above league average save percentage 8 of the 9 seasons he's played. He's played more minutes and tougher minutes than practically anyone in the NHL, in both the regular season and playoffs, and thrived through it all. It's easy to lose sight of facts like this when other goalies have such great or flashy one-off seasons. Linus Ullmark was incredible. Igor Shesterkin was incredible. Andrei Vasilevskiy is the one who is always great though, and shows no signs of slowing down for the foreseeable future. Andrei Vasilevskiy is the NHL's most consistent goalie, and if there's anyone that can be counted on above all others, whether that be for a game, season, or playoff run, it's him.